Hello children, this is Sima Harish, the English teacher for the higher secondary section. So children, this is the session for 11th standard. Okay children, so we will be continuing with the chapter. I think we are done with one chapter, and today we will be starting with the chapter number 3 from the Hornbill children. And the chapter number 3, the title says Discovering Tut, the saga continues. Discovering Tut children, this is an Egyptian story where the rulers were ruling first over there, and this is a story about the ruler who had died, and we are talking about him after his death, what all happened, and what was the prior story, and after his death what all happened is the story all about children. It's just a story, and we are talking about the Egyptian culture. Okay, A.R. Williams has written a report regarding Tut, one of the teenage pharaohs children, P-H-A, though P is a silent word over here, P-H-A-R-A-O-H-S. Pharaohs means it's a kingship. Okay, pharaohs is a kingship who was the last heir, H-E-I-R, that is heir means वो वंश का last heir of the powerful dynasty of Egypt. This dynasty ruled for a long time. Now this dynasty, when it was ruled by Tut, okay, it was ruled by for so much of years ago. Tut's father or the grandfather, Amenhotep, his name was Amenhotep. These are all Egyptian name children, so it would be a bit awful for you to pronounce it, but that's okay. So here the dynasty ruled for, this dynasty of him was ruled over for so many years. Tut's father, or the grandfather of Amenhotep, was a powerful pharaoh. He was a powerful king. Pharaoh means he's a king. He ruled for almost 4 decades. One decade is 100 years, children. So 4 decades, 400 years this dynasty was ruled over. Yeah, that's a big enough long time. And his rule is called the golden age of this dynasty, and this rule of the Tut was whichever the kingship was, this rule was called the golden era of this dynasty. His son Amenhotep III, that is Amenhotep III was the grandfather. Amenhotep IV succeeded him and promoted the worship of Aten, the sun disk, and changed his name to Akhenaten. Okay, he also changed the religious capital from Thebes to Amarna. The other person who had come after the strong ruler who had come, he tried to change after generation, the kings or whatever. We also do the same thing, children. We do not follow the same rules. Okay, if it is good for us, we continue with the same thing. But if it is to be changed, things has to be changed. It never lies forever. Whatever the things are in the world, it ought to get changed, and here the generation has come up next, so he has changed this kind of, in whatever his kingship was, he also changed a lot. He also changed the religious capital from Thebes to Amarna. He changed the capital. That was the capital at that during those time was Thebes, and now he has made it Amarna, the capital. Okay, after his death also, a mysterious ruler, Smenkhare, took over the throne and disappeared soon. Soon after the death of this person, another king had come, but he also was, his death was a mystery. Whenever he had come over after the ruler was dead, the another person had come, and this person who had come to the throne was a mysterious person, means don't know, the death also came sooner to him, but the reason behind the death of this person was not known also. Then the very young Tukhanten took over the throne. Another person named Tukhanten who took over the throne and soon changed his name to Tutankhamun. Okay, the original name was something else, that is Tutankhamun, and now I spell something like Chinese. Okay, so here is the Tutankhamun, and now he has changed his name to Tutankhamun, and the living image of Amun, and restored it the olden ways of worship changed by Akhenaten. He started again the thing which Akhenaten had changed. He bought the same thing again. He reigned, R-E-I-G-N-E-D. Reign means he ruled, children. Okay, he ruled for 9 years and died unexpectedly. Now this person, a young person whose name was Tukhantan, who had come for the ruling of the kingship, he just came for 9 years and died unexpectedly. There was no reason behind it, or something, but one fine day he died. Okay. So there are doubts and speculations. There are doubts about how this king died. What is the some speculations are made, means एक doubt clear किया जाता है कि okay, this might have happened. It's not a proper reason, but it might have happened and something like that. This is called speculation. The thing which doesn't have the reason behind it, the particular reason behind it is called speculation. So there was some doubts and there was some speculation about his death. He died more than 3,300 years ago. A superstition prevailed. Now, after 3,300 years ago, a superstition means you are trusting something which is not normal, in the saying. What is superstition means? Children, जैसे एक काली बिल्ली काट गई रास्ता सुबह से, और elders say, oh my god, do not go now, do not sit for some time and then only leave. There are some superstitions may say like some of the other things which we do not, it doesn't have any scientific reasoning, but it is a superstition. So here also the writer is saying that the superstition prevailed after his death that anyone who disturbed his remains, that is उसके remains में मतलब वहाँ पे वो दफनाया गया है, anyone who goes over there or disturbs this thing over there, sorry children, the remains would have the misfortune of death falling on them. So अगर तुम उसके tomb के पास, that is tomb is the area where you have been buried, okay, that is the king had been buried or whatever it was been, and going over there and disturbing some kind of things over there, there was a superstition belief that the death would come to that person any moment. So the Egyptians remained away from his tomb. So the Egyptians all remained away from this tomb. They did not go near the tomb of this king at all. A British archaeologist, Howard Carter, discovered the tomb of King Tut in 1922. The resins used in the last rites had hardened. The resins means the things which were used for the making of the tomb, and the things which were used, like it has been discovered after in 1922. When he died, he died long before. So the things used had become very cemented kind of things. Okay, it was hardened and cemented. The mummy means not apna wala mummy nahi, it is the mummy, that is Egyptian mummy, came to the bottom of the solid gold coffin. Okay, his coffin was this king Tut ko jab dafnaya gaya tha, it was in the gold coffin. What is a coffin, children? Do you know that? Coffin is a wooden this thing you might have seen in especially in Christian culture. We have we do not do it in Hindus, but in Christians we have when the person is died in this community, a coffin has been made and the dead body is put into the coffin, and this coffin is put in the it is submerged in the soil. Okay, they dafanate hain. Okay, so this is the King Tut ka coffin was gold. It was gold in this thing. It was impossible to remove it for any analysis. Now it was very impossible for analysis. Now these archaeologists, what are these? The archaeologists, children, these people are just there dump from the soil the things which are very in the historical this thing. These are called archaeologists. These people who come and dig any part of this thing and find something, and they discover these things were found here and there, and they make history, and those are called archaeologists. And these people came and tried to dig out the coffin of Tut, but it was not possible, and it was impossible for any kind of analysis being made. Analysis means they study of anything which you got it, that is the study of the archaeologist, okay, is analysis. They study, and that study is called the analysis, okay. So Carter exposed the mummy to the blazing desert heat. Now what did he do? He took out that mummy, that is the dead body, and he had put at heat, उसको heat दिया, and it was at 149 degree Fahrenheit to loosen the resins. तो वो resins जो थे, that is the thing which was used for the उसको जो दफनाया गया था, उसको बरी करने के लिए उसने जो यूज किया था, दैट थिंग उसको लूजन करने के लिए, उसका वो थोड़ा लूज करके अंदर बॉडी को जरा एनालिसिस के लिए लेके जाने के लिए he had put the body on 149 degree Fahrenheit temperature, and but nothing happened. It was so strong, okay. Then he used a chisel, CHISEL. Chisel is an instrument, children. It is a very sharp this thing. You cut it, मतलब उसको जैसे weapon नहीं, it is an instrument used for cutting this thing to give a sharpness. It's very sharp, and you just scrabble it like this and it will be removed. That is, अगर सीमेंट का कोई पार्टिकल फंस गया हो तो उसको कैसे स्क्रैच करेंगे? विद तुम्हारे नाखून से कुछ, यू कैन नॉट डू दैट, ओके, विद द हेल्प ऑफ योर नील और समथिंग लाइक दैट, बट यू हैव टू यूज समथिंग वेरी strong to take out that cemented area or something. So that is called a chisel, the instrument which is used to take off something which is very hardened material. Okay, got it now, children? So here he chose a chisel to remove the hardened material, and in the process he broke every major joint of the mummy. And in that process, वो जब chisel से वो निकाल रहा था, when he started using this instrument and he started taking off that cemented thing, उस process में what happened, the joint this thing, joint जो था मम्मी का, जो joint ये था डेड बॉडी का, जो भी joints थे, that broke off, okay, and broke every major joint of the mummy and removed the head to separate it from the coffin. और उसने तो उसका head ही separate कर दिया, from remove it from the coffin. Then they reassembled. Okay, thereafter what did they do? They reassembled, because it वो टूट गया उसके हाथ से, chisel करके करते, every part was joint, जो भी part था, it all ये कर दिया, तो they rejoined, they reassembled everything, the remains of the layer of the sand in a wooden box with the padding to conceal the damage. तो वो conceal कर दिया, वो सारा damage जो था उसमें फिर से cement या whatever उसको डाल के he put it in a concealed manner. Then Carter then began investigating. Now again he is investigating the 3 nested coffins in the tomb. Now there are 3 coffins in the tomb. Okay, now एक ही बंदे का 3 coffin है. Why is it that so? When he opened the first coffin, he found a shroud inside decorated with garlands of willow and olive leaves, wild celery, lotus petals, and cornflowers. Okay, all these flowers. And now first coffin खोला उसने, first gold coffin. When he opened, he saw that there are garlands of willow and olive leaves. It is very fresh leaves and it's very smelly, children. उसका odor बहुत अच्छा होता है, odor. ODOUR, you might have learned in your science, okay. So that smell, odor means the smell. And wild celery is also called a plant, and lotus petals and cornflowers, okay. These things were put, all these plants would have been available in Egypt in March or April. So these plants are available in Egypt in the month of March and April. तो उसको दफनाया कब होगा? This month, okay, उनको, because during those time there was no calendar or something like that. But here we get a clue over, like in the, and these plants are available in the coffin, and these plants are available in Egypt only in the month of April or May. So March, April or May. So here they're saying March or April के महीने में बंदा he might have died, okay. So the faded evidence of plants, 1 minute, beta. So all these evidences, so faded evidences of the plant suggest that King Tut might have buried in the month of March or April. So there was a clue that because these plants are available in the month of March or April, so they made a conclusion saying that this person, the King Tut, might have died in the month of March or April. First conclusion. A lot of precious things were found in Tut's tomb. Okay, lot of precious things were found in Tut's tomb. It was one of the richest royal collection ever found. ये इतना richest royal collections में सारी चीजें टॉम के टट के टॉम के अंदर we can find. Tut was also buried with things found from his daily life, his daily routine life में whatever he used to use it as bronze razor means shaving kit जो होगा, linen undergarments, board games, cases of food and wine all believed to assist him in his afterlife. So ये सब all these things were also there in his coffin. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter discovered Tut's tomb, an anatomy professor X-ray the boy's parents' mummy. Okay, ये X-ray किया गया. Now they did an X-ray of this thing. The X-ray revealed a startling fact that Tut's breastbone and front ribs were missing. So the X-ray report said that the bone, the breastbone and the ribs were missing from his body. Then on 5th Jan, his mummy went through a CT scan. Okay, now this body, पहले X-ray हुआ, wherein they found that ribs and breastbone are missing. Then the body, that is the mummy that is dead body, went for the CT scan. The machine was donated by National Geographic Society and Siemens. Siemens is a international company of these kind of laboratory things or the machines which are being donated. It is the name of the company, children, and it is mostly the ये भी अपना डॉक्टर अवेलेबल machines है. Okay, doctory machines, and the name itself is Siemens. That is, they are very well branded for doctor machineries. Okay, so it scanned from head to foot. From head to foot for the first time a mummy. Now this has been like, first of all, CT scan machine was donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens. So both the people, that is the National Geographic Society and Siemens, had donated this CT scan machine to the people, or to the archaeologist people. Okay, the mummy was carried by the hydraulic lift to the trailer, but one of the cooler fans of the scanner stopped working. So while it was being taken, it was being taken in the trailer. It is a machine, मतलब wheels वाला machine जाता है, लेकिन उसमें what happened, one of the cooler fans of the scanner stopped working, and as the sand got stuck into it, तो उसके क्योंकि under stuffing सब sand and cement से भरा हुआ है, तो the cooler effect वाला वो जो गाड़ी जा रही थी, it stuck up over there because of the sand. The fan was replaced with a spare one, and work of scanning was completed with the substitute fan. Okay, they substituted one more fan, and the research was done again. The scan created 1700 digital X-ray images. Now here, when the scan was going on, it created 1700 digital X-ray images in cross section. Tut's mummy was scanned into slices of 0.62 mm size. तो छोटा size में उसको scan किया गया. Okay, the neck vertebrae, that is the neck vertebrae, appeared as clear in an anatomy classes. Other scans showed images of hands, ribcage, and cross section of the skull. Okay, nothing mysterious or out of order was, however, found from the scan. Nothing was mysterious in the scanning. Zahi Hawass was the Secretary General of Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiques in 2005. The mummy was in bad condition. So he said it was in a very bad condition. He was scared that more damage would be caused to the mummy in the CT scan. He said now there should be no more scanning done on this mummy. It would result into more of the damage. So just leave it. However, when everything went as planned, he heaved a sign of relief. So he said, "Oh my God, everything is proper. Now you don't have to carry more detailed report should not be made, because it is already in such a awful condition. The mummy is in such an awful condition. So do not do anything else on the body and just relieve it." And he also signed a sign of relief saying, "Okay, now nobody is going to do anything on this dead body." I know, children, this is it's just a Egyptian story, and it is just said ki not so much important over it. It's just a story regarding the dead body, which is called a mummy, Egyptian mummy. Okay, it is called an Egyptian mummy, which is taken into the picture, like it says that the rings, that is whatever was found in their dead body, was like all things. It was a rich, yeah, it is a rich body because he was the king, of course, and his coffin is made of gold, and there were 3 coffins and all to put together, and there were some of the other royal collections being put into the coffin. So this is the end of the story, and then end of the lesson also, children. I would just suggest you to read the story once again from the textbook, which will, okay, just go through it, because this is the explanation part, the briefing part of the story. And in the Zoom classes, I will of course take the entire lesson and we will read the entire story. Here, this is just a briefing of the story which is being given to you. Got it, children? So till the next session, goodbye and take care and stay safe at home. Bye.